What is that one most essential quality to be a leader? To know that, please watch this video till the end. After 35 years of service, the CEO of a very successful company was about to retire. It was time for him to leave his seat and choose a worthy successor. But he didn't want any of his children to take his position. So, he decided to choose an executive from his team to take his seat. So one day, he called all his executives for a meeting and said, "I have decided to choose one of you as my successor." As the CEO said this to his team, everyone was shocked by his decision. The CEO continued, "I am going to give a seed to each one of you today, and these seeds are very special." He said, "Every seed is of a different plant. I want you to plant the seed and water it. After 1 year on the same date, I'll see what you have grown from your seed. After judging the plant that you bring to me, then I'll choose the next CEO of our company." There was an employee named James. Just like everyone else, James was super excited. He went home with his seed and told his wife everything. The couple started watering the seed in a pot. Days went by. Everyone in the office was bragging about how their plants were growing. But James was silent because his seed were not growing, though James never stopped watering the seed. While everyone else's plant grew tall and beautiful, James' seed was dead. James was embarrassed by the result. And after 1 year, the day arrived when the next CEO of the company would be chosen. James didn't want to bring his empty pot to the office, but his wife insisted that he should be honest and take the empty pot along. As James arrived at the office, he saw everyone had beautiful and colorful trees on their desk. James entered the room with his empty pot and his colleagues started laughing at him. Minutes later, when CEO entered the room, everyone presented their trees. James was standing at the back of the room with his empty pot, feeling devastated. The CEO noticed the empty pot in James' hand and asked him to come forward. He asked James why his pot was empty. James told everything honestly. All other employees started laughing at him as they heard his story, leaving James embarrassed and terrified. He thought he was about to be fired that day. The CEO said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next CEO of our company. His name is James." Everyone was shocked. One employee shouted angrily, "He couldn't even grow a plant. How will he grow the company?" The CEO continued, "Exactly 1 year ago on this day, I'd given you all boiled seed which couldn't be planted anyway. Every one of you dishonestly changed the seed with another, just to show that you were successful. James was the only honest one who stayed true." The whole room was quiet, and James was not embarrassed anymore, and his colleagues were. They all learned that when you plant honesty, you will reap trust. Honesty and integrity are the most sought after and valued qualities of leadership. A wise man once said that when you maintain the highest standard of integrity, regardless of what others do, then you are destined for a life of greatness.